and gentlemen, we are going the distance for the first time here at CORSAIR DreamLeague Season 12. We have a game 3.
Yay!
Thank you.
Sounds like that sound clip that they play.
Totally didn't know that was going to happen, but it was, yeah, no, it's great. I really like it. I am not sure if Flytomoon likes it because they definitely look like they had that game on lock. Grant.
Yeah, you had the Ember and PL pretty much free farm. The Ember got a lot of kills early, and it's like, oh, we have the 2 best late game heroes, and then all of a sudden, this Leshrack's level 25, this Abba has an Aghanims, and I mean, this Leshrack can like 1v5 the team as long as he's alive, and all of a sudden I'm like, apparently Abba Leshrack is maybe PL's just not a good hero as well. I don't know.
Well, it was insane when you saw like the Aghanim stuff get picked up on the Abaddon. You watch these team fights going on, and you just see no one's taking damage. Yeah. Like, it's actually ridiculous. And at that point, too, because the game had gone on for quite a bit, BKBs were starting to run really, really low as well.
Leshrack just becomes the best hero at that point when they're 5-second BKBs.
And you're just permanently shielded and healed, and you're at full HP, able to just dive and constantly run. I love the itemization by Team Liquid. I think that was the biggest thing for me. Crimson Guard, Vlad's, Radiance on Boxy, he gets the Aghanims given to him. It all came together pretty much perfectly. And then it seemed like that one catch on the Ember top pretty much like started this huge like rolling boulder, just devastating all over Flytomoon's base.
And he had, I mean, when he did get caught, he had BKB and he had the Remnant at that one point. He just falls down from the Yules and dies, doesn't use anything.
I think Taiga did the snowball through the Yules onto a creep, right? So it looks like maybe he timed it, like maybe it was like frame. I don't know, maybe. It looked like he did it like perfect, and maybe Iceberg just didn't expect it.
That'd be sick.
I think we also just saw in action why Abaddon has been banned.
Yes.
Almost all of the other games.
Well, it was funny because we talked so much earlier, right? We were saying like, oh, you know, Liquid's draft, you know, it's gonna probably peak out around 2025.
Yeah.
They went much later than we expected, though.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I was definitely wrong. I was like, PL Ember, best 2 heroes, and then it's just like, well, apparently they're not. This Visage with 3 birds. It's just 3 disables, right, as well, which is super nice. And then, as I said, I don't know, Leshrack is really good.
You mentioned the level. I think the levels also too, right? Like Visage hit early 25, Abaddon, Lesh, and then it becomes 4 birds. It's not just 3. Like he gets the extra one as well. It's,
I love the way that 4 birds.
That's a lot of birds.
That's a lot of birds.
That's a lot of birds. Charlie would be terrified. He doesn't like birds.
Does he? I didn't know that.
Does anyone actually like pigeons?
No.
I mean, they're the city rats, right?
Yeah, the rats of the sky.
Oh, look at this scoreboard. It was, I always want to fly. Again, died as a first blood, as an undying. It was a rough game for him, let's put it that way.
I like Mika's stats for this game, right? 760 GPM almost, 50k hero damage, by far like the highest for his team. While on the other side, Do
we not have the healing? I want to see the healing that we got out of the...
Oh yeah, we don't
Moxie, you can't ask for things that we don't have.
I'm sorry.
Did you just throw them under the bus?
Wow,
the stats are great, but like the only one I care about is like the...
Well, I'm curious because we saw that...
No, it's fine. I counted up every AoE heal. I believe Abba was at about 74,000.
But can you count his axe actually as a heal? Because you're basically soaking up other people's damage, right?
23,000 healing for Abaddon, apparently.
Well, after reductions, of course. Yeah, the 74 was close, I'm sure. I don't know if that does count. That's a good question. If the Abba Axe counts as healing.
There's a lot of weird ones, I don't know. It might not. It might. It all depends. Like sometimes which toxic doesn't count too. Like there's a lot of weird ones.
You activate the axe and you are soaking. Like you're literally the martyr.
Right?
Yeah,
you're a bullet sponge.
Yeah. I don't think that counts as healing.
Probably not.
No, it should count. Absolutely. It's throwing miscoils. It's absolutely. It's counted. That one should count as healing. I think because you're using it's casting miscoils.
Okay.
And they're getting hit by the miscoil to heal, right? So.
Okay.
If you're sure.
We don't know.
In this game,
mechanics. Intended anyway.
I think if I was a voter for the MVP, I would vote for Boxy.
Oh.
Did you guys vote for Boxy? I mean, not Abaddon for me. Mika or Boxy?
It's Mika, I think.
I'll vote.
I think it'll be Mika.
It should.
It is Boxy.
Oh, it's Boxy.
It's Boxy.
I think it's a meme now. He's winning it every game Liquid plays, I think. Win, loss, Boxy's winning it.
I mean, he is the name with the least amount of letters on the side of Liquid.
And he did own that game. Let's be fair.
Yes.
Like, he had a very rough, I would say, first 10 minutes, but after that, it was completely okay. He did his job perfectly.
He did deny himself how many times, though? Was it 3 denies in the laning phase?
It was 3 or 4 before 10
yeah,
minutes.
It was like that is very
votes.
significant. Yeah, that definitely gets votes.
And they were switching a lot of lanes, so like it was perfect for him because he's dying and he can go to another lane, which they don't know about, but he's not giving away any gold, so it really worked out.
Yep, it really did. Obviously, with the series going 1-1, we need the 3rd game, and that will start right after this break.
the night. We've never felt so high. Running.
Game 3, Flytomoon, Team Liquid. One of these teams will move forward. The other one, I mean, gets to experience Rotterdam. You know, that's not a bad thing either. It's not where you want to be, but, you know,
It's
could be worse.
Yeah, well, it could be worse. I don't think for the players, I'm sure it's probably the worst, but, you know.
Well, Rotterdam is a really nice city.
It is.
It's true.
Yeah, you know.
I've enjoyed my time here so far.
Dude, it rained a little bit last night. It felt so nice. It sprinkled.
You meet lovely people at night as well, you know? You meet some good people at
Yeah,
night.
sometimes, yeah, you meet some, you know, it's a great place.
All right, let's
We're
see.
alive.
We are well into
We're
this
alive.
draft. We got the Keeper of the Light actually making it through for the first time in this draft, and obviously, as we said previously, that is a hero that has 100% win rate so far when it's being played.
Yep.
And the Abaddon gets taken out, of course, and Rubik this time. Team Liquid are looking at Sayoma as he was favoring that one quite highly, so.
I like the Flytomoon bands, or like the 3 bands. I consider like the best heroes right now, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Void is the only one missing from the
Yeah,
list,
it is.
and that's banned out by Liquid themselves.
Yeah, I think five of the bands for me are the top 5 heroes. Yeah. Shadow Demon, Void, Abaddon, Gyro.
All right, Fog, you were a little doubtful of the Tusk. Did you see why it was so good last game, or are you still like...
No, I loved it. He played super well.
So do you do you think it's just an overall good hero where you get first to it, or...
What?
Like, do you think you get first to the Tusk like this, and you're okay with that? Because you were a little bit wary of it.
Yeah, I mean, the way he played it, he looked super comfortable on it. He wasn't even really using it to like dodge much stuff. I think he picked up like once or twice of like a duel, but like besides that, he was just playing it being a catching hero.
Yeah.
So I think he played excellent with the shards, the snowball. Even his punches were on point. So I did like it, and it always will give you a support hero that has a BKB piercing disable. I always love having that.
Yeah. So we're assuming Ogre's probably going to be a 3, right?
Yeah, they played it yesterday as a 3. Obviously, he's a hero that can do both.
Yeah, I mean, this could be their 4-5 as well, right? That could be Sayoma as well as Always Want to Fly.
It also gives you a little bit, like, it's not a great lockdown, right, obviously, but if you can time it right with your Mirana, because now with the arrow moving slower, you might be able to set up some shots a little bit nicer.
It's always good to have, like, you don't need the stuns, but it never hurts to have stuns with the arrow.
So they ban out Bristle and Ember, 2 of the big Coddle pairings. The other one, of course, is the Troll Warlord that we see a lot of the times, which I'm expecting Liquid to probably do, especially now that we see a Jug. You pop Battle Trance, doesn't matter if you're Omni-Slashed or anything like that. Definitely a potential pick for Liquid here. They love it. That's like it was the Team Secret one that did it. They would pick Coddle safe lane, they pick the Ember or the Troll pairing, and you just spam your axes or your whatever, Slight.
OD got banned out with like no cores showing. Like, what does that say? Because Ember got banned out already. Who else does like he just destroy?
Troll Warlord. That's the other one that I'm
because they've
continuing to look at, yeah.
The question is, do they pick this up now?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. I mean, they see the Jug, so maybe they're like, all right,
I think it is. I think it's a pretty good time.
I think it looks
to
like a pretty good troll pick here.
Yeah.
Works well with Tusk as well. You've got that like range to be able to work well with the tag team. So I mean, it looks like perfect for me at least. There's a lot of magic damage, which can be a bit annoying. The Ogre Mirana, but those take some time. We'll see.
Wonder what Boxy is gonna play here. You got the Axe banned out as well as the ABBA, and that's pretty much what we've seen him on for the most part.
This pentagram thing is very odd. It's the average is the average on the tournament, by the way. But compared to the average on the tournament, Liquid has done a lot of tower damage.
They have.
Yeah.
I guess having a Leshrac in a couple of your games helps when you get 25 especially.
Yeah, less and Visage as well.
Yeah.
Less too.
Radiant team pick.
Good for
Oh,
Starter.
hell yeah.
Okay, neat.
There's Boxy. I mean, he was one of the first people to like bring this into the offlane meta like a while ago when that first got changed.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember. One of the qualifiers I was casting, and he was just like running wild. Like he really, really impressed me with it. He's got very good positioning. He was moving like perfectly, and just any time that there was any sort of engagement, he was there.
And he would go Ags, right?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I believe he goes at second item.
Second
Sometimes
item, right?
it's BKB Ags, sometimes
Yeah.
it's Blink, BKB Ags, but usually.
The Ags is absurd. Like you stand in the puddle and you're just so tanky. You heal so much. You the status resistance, I believe, as well. Like all the things.
And the
come
AOE,
together.
the AOE of that is actually gigantic. You don't realize how big it is.
I mean, they buffed it like twice. I
Yeah,
think.
they
Like
did.
it was like tiny, and then it became like a puddle, and now it's like
It's a lake, yeah. They're like, nah, we're good.
Yeah,
No, and
I
I also like it. Oh, you go on.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, just one of the things that I liked about it was that was even before the axe came out. Like he was that good of a Slardar player at the time.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
That's true.
And I think Slardar's just very good versus Jug, even in lane, right? Because if he goes to spin on you, it's easy to prime a bash now. As Slardar, you just bash him and then run away, and it also goes through. He can't spin TP as well. So they have 2 ways to stop this Jug already.
I think it works really well as well with, I'm still going to keep saying the Troll Warlord. I think it's super good for Liquid.
I agree.
Works well with it, and it's with Coddle. So now you can, Slardar's stun is what, 8-second cooldown or something really low?
Yeah.
Shocker him, refresh the stun. You can actually stun, bash stun again right afterwards, I'm pretty sure, if you time it properly.
I mean, we have to think, but it doesn't feel like there is a better pick than Troll, like against this Jug, against this Mirana.
No, it looks like, unless they want to I wouldn't imagine like they save it because it's probably going to get banned in the 5th ban. So I'm seeing, like that's the one that I'm looking at here, at least for the pick.
We did
they love
have, Flytomoon banned out Troll in the previous game out of fear that it was going to get picked. So I would imagine that if they wanted, they probably would have to pick it now,
Yeah, that's what I would
out of
think
fear
as
for
well.
bans.
So unless they want to go a different direction, but
Yeah. How do you guys feel about S&Y Satanic? Is it too good to get together, or like how do you feel with all that status resistance?
no, it's really good.
Like on Heroes vs. Troll, we see some of them don't even go BKB. They just go S&Y Satanic.
That actually makes me think it could actually be a PA.
Why is that?
Because they have the Coddle, he refreshes the spells, and they have Slardar, and then he can go for like the Death and stuff, and then he can jump on the
Just blow
Jug when
him,
he's spinning,
yeah.
and you can actually blow him up.
Is
I
that
don't know why I
around
thought
your
of that.
line
Minus
either?
armor.
Do you think that's a little bit too risky though? Like,
I'm thinking about heroes that are good versus the Jug, the carries that are good versus, because that one you get Omni, you plus Blur. Troll, you get Omni, you plus Battle Trance.
do you just need to get yourself? So you just need to get like a really fast BKB, you think? Because I do have the lockdown over
Yeah,
on Flytomoon.
I guess it depends on who they want to go, because he could just be farming while they make space for him with like the Slardar and stuff, but
Light?
I go for the Lycan.
okay, yeah, all right.
I like that.
We'll go for it differently.
They were on the receiving end of a Lycan yesterday, correct?
Yes, they were.
And then not a happy ending for Liquid.
No.
Nico baby ran away.
This is a real good light. Like, what creep clear do they have right now? Like, how do they stop this Lycan pushing their base? Like, you go up to Starstorm, Lycan will just kill you. Like, if he has the correct creep, even without it, he's just gonna run at you. These stuns won't mean that much.
Yeah, and we saw what happened with the Jug versus the Lycan in literally yesterday's game. The Lycan just super outpaced him. And you also have your own tool to block arrows now. You have Wolves, which can be helpful.
Yeah.
I love that you see the SAP stat, Fear has the highest one here, even though he doesn't even play core. But man, Sylar, he really liked Lycan.
Yeah.
didn't he?
That's
My
not
God.
even close. Like,
It's not even close.
crazy.
And it's fun, like, look at Fear's a support player and 33 is an off-lane player. It's pretty funny seeing those.
I mean, there was a time when no one was really picking Lycan, and Sylar was still like first 2 picking it in China. And everyone's like, what the hell?
This guy's crazy.
Yeah, he just made it work.
3 of the top 5 are here as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
So what's the final pickup here for both of these guys?
I mean, I feel Flytomoon, they already have enough lockdown stuns. They need some. That's tough, because they already
need
do have a
an
lot of
initiator.
disables, but I feel they need either a save or an initiate.
Yeah, like, because right now, what do you have? You know, maybe Mirana lands an arrow, I guess?
Yeah.
That's pretty scary because they're all, you know, the Ogre's going to be a tanky boy eventually.
It might
but
just be Ogre running in. That could just be their initiate. Like, get in there, throw out a Bloodlust on our Jug, and then go die. Always want to fly style. But it is a core, that's the problem.
What is Iceberg gonna play?
Yeah.
I mean, he's banning out Brood, so he's guarding himself.
How would you guys feel on Liquid for something like a Storm?
I think Storm would be pretty scary. They go Queen
they
of
go
Pain.
Queen of Pain.
So
Okay, I was thinking the mobility mostly
Yeah.
because if you get a Slardar jumping in, you know, he's very, very fast, and especially with all those puddles. You need someone to be able to follow up. I like that.
Yeah, once again, though, you do have to play pretty quick on Liquid, because if, like, Queen of Pain doesn't get, like, certain items, like Crystal Maiden, Ogre will destroy a Queen of Pain.
So they have to get to that point.
Yeah, they do.
Because otherwise they're just food.
Yep. Let's see, they're thinking.
What do they get, like a Lina? Like, I don't really, I'm not, you're just gonna get run down though, but I'm trying to think like, you wanna pick something that's decent in the lane.
Has some wave clear as
Yeah.
well. I like Lena here.
What about a DK?
A DK. I think versus Slardar, it just...
That's true.
You just get ultied. You don't really have a way to get it off. You don't want to go BKB first item. It's tough.
I liked the DK yesterday, but that's the same lineup they had, right?
Oh,
they had
yeah,
DK Jug versus Lycan. So
You're
I was thinking
absolutely
the
right.
same until I saw it.
They
They go for
Storm.
Storm, all right.
I actually...
They don't have...
It's tough for Slardar. That is definitely one. If Slardar has a good game, gets like an early blink, like the Storm could just have one of the worst games ever.
Whoa. Did I see that right? Did I say Mikke was playing the Quap?
Oh.
Mikke, Queen of Pain, and then it was a Koik for Lycan. I believe I saw that right?
How does that change your opinion on things then?
You did clean your glasses, so I believe you.
You did not clean
I
them.
did not clean mine. Oh my goodness, is Koikva playing CM? That's not even the right team. Jesus.
All right. So far, both games that we've seen from these two teams have not really played out the way we expected them to in terms of gameplay. How is this game going to be played out, and who do you think will take the series? That's my question. Fogged, I'll let you go first.
Oof. I really like the laning phase again, like this time from Liquid. Like they have this Queen of Pain that can put pressure if he's against the Storm Spirit. I think Lycan, if he gets a good timing, it can be similar to how we saw the game yesterday.
Yeah.
If he's ahead of this Jug, they're going to take all the towers, and Jug just can't catch up. He's not the type of hero that does that. So I'll favor Liquid a bit here again.
This is kind of tough because I see a Lycan, and I know like how fast that plays, but also I see a Storm, and I kind of want to go for Flytomoon. Like I have this idea that, you know, if it's going to really come down to, again, laning phase. If he can get what he needs, he can become a really big threat.
Yeah.
And this is one of those teams that once they get that momentum going, they usually just, they keep on trucking full speed ahead. So I'm going to go for Flytomoon.
I'm going to go for the MVP. Boxy is going to have a great game. I mean, it doesn't matter. He's already MVP of this game already. I think if he just has a great game, like if Boxy actually gets a sub 15-minute like blink treads, maybe, I don't know, maybe he goes Vlad's, I'm not sure. But I think if he does get a blink this game, Lycan is going to run him over. As you said, the Lycan was level 5 at 10 minutes, but he was still ahead of the Jug because of how that game played. And I think it's just, Flytomoon wants to play fast-paced, but it's going to be real hard to.
So can they fight the Roche, right? It's like Lycan with Slardar, that Roche is going to die so fast. So yeah, we'll see how it plays out.
All right, I am siding with Liquid for this one, also for the Slardar, most of all, but hey, whatever we say, you know, it seems like it doesn't really matter because the game's been playing out differently anyway. So let's find out how game number 3 will play out together with ODPixel and Lizard.
Thank you very much, Hugh. Yeah, so Lizard, we're getting some different stuff being thrown into the mix here. Some Lycans, Slardars. I mean, what do you sort of think about this?
Yeah, we see something different in the current series, but something very similar to yesterday's series. Like Fogged called it before. If this was a DK instead of a Storm, it's almost an identical draft to the yesterday's one, in which Jug really didn't have any success versus the Lycan, because if you get Lycan with these Necros around, like, let's say 15, 16 minute mark, that Omni Slash, if it's not level 2 by then, it doesn't do anything. And then you just take towers, you take all the map, all the objectives, and by the time Kellen gets his farm, he's just useless. So, definitely Liquid. Let's see. The snowball is there.
Yeah, we'll have a bit of a move there from both sides. Kellen was quick with the Blade Fury to dodge that initial stun from Boxy. Does mean that Liquid miss out on a potential first blood.
Again, Liquid, I believe they have an easier draft to execute. They have a clear path towards victory. Take objectives with Lycan. Slardar, he can be that initiator. Go for Laz, go for that tanky build as well in front. Aghanims at some point wouldn't be horrible too. By the Flytomoon's lineup, like, if you look at it, it's just like, let's play some Dotes. Let's hope for the best. Let's try to win our lanes. Let's get some farm on Storm and Jug and just outplay them.
See down bottom, they do hit the combo there. Frostbite into the arrow, but the save, it's always going to be there from Tiger, at least if they try and make these arrow plays down bottom. The snowball is just going to put a stop to any sort of combo play that they try in this lane.
Yeah, it's very interesting that we see a tri-link here on the bottom lane, though.
Oh, that's one way to make sure there's not a snowball, at least for now, going on to Tiger. Tiger does still get the chance to cross across towards the wave with the snowball. Yeah, will manage to get out of it.
He's fine. And also this tri-lane from Liquid looks pretty decent. Yeah, on one side you have this arrow that if it connects, you can find yourself in a lot of problems. But Boxy, once he reaches that level 2, this lane becomes significantly harder for Jug, because you do get stunned by Slithering Bash even if you spin, it doesn't matter. You can keep the lockdown onto the Jug, you can also dish out that damage. And on the top lane, Flo will have a lot of farm here. He should be fine. He's already 7-1 CS versus 6 of the... Oh, there we go.
Finally getting a kill there with that combo that they tried a few times. This time Tiger won't be allowed the chance to get away.
Yeah, he wasn't able to snowball away. 7-3 on the Storm, 6-3 on the Queen of Pain. Very even lane right now, and it's all about the timings for these two heroes, right? Who's gonna pick up that Orchid first? Who's going to be aggressive? Is it the Orchid? Is it the Yules? We'll see how they play, but definitely it's on the Queen of Pain to play a little bit more of an active game. Storm, he can carry, he can go for late game potential, right? He should be very active after the laning stage too, but it's more important for the Queen of Pain to do that.
So overall, you know, is there someone that's sort of happier with these lanes? Like who's having the easier time at the start?
I believe Lycan is having a good time completely. 12 CS versus the Ogre. And at the same time, Slardar, with that tri-lane, should start pressuring Jug very soon. But right now, they just fed one first blood. Tusk managed to die, and that's it. We haven't really seen too much action. Oh, there's a huge creep wave coming to Flow, though. And he's queued up that Midas. Like, one of the things why Ogre was stopped being picked all the time on that offlane is because people realize that you can shut him down. It's like they're shutting down Insania over here.
Oh, and he was able to get the salve, the knockback. The Frostbite will still kill him. As Slayer has now jumped pretty deep with all his leaps. Tiger will try and chase this. He's got a snowball, but won't throw it out. Knows that it won't be quite enough, at least yet, for Slayer. Maybe if Boxy's able to turn around and help. Boxy finishes off Always Want to Fly. Now Boxy can turn and be this backup. The Tiger needs to have a shot at killing Slayer as well. The crush setup is there, and Slayer will fall. Lands an arrow, but there won't be any follow-up.
Instead of taking only one hero, they take down both of the supports, the Mirana and the Crystal Maiden. And you see that. Slardar gets his bashes off, and then suddenly the lane is much, much harder for Flytomoon. We see Slayer actually rotating mid to refill the bottle, to salve up Iceberg.
See if he can get an arrow here.
It's such a difficult angle. They need to pull. They need to pull Queen of Pain to get an arrow from that position.
See if they can try it there. They do. They're able to clear out the wave with the point of Vortex Dragon back, but it's not enough damage. Mickey getting the chance to blink out.
Not enough damage. Also, you're just way too close with the arrow, so the stun doesn't really last way too long, only a second or second and a half, and Queen of Pain is just happy to blink out away.
Yeah, I think they may have overlapped as well a little bit there.
Yeah.
The arrow coming in before the pull.
Yeah, because if you don't, there's a chance he just blinks out, right? So it's a little bit problematic. Also, Storm forced to take that link. Oh, Boxy.
He's not going to be able to run away, and in fact, with the three of them here, Insania looks to be in a whole world of trouble too. Another jump forward. He's got the stick charges now. Just the blast back.
Interesting, he didn't just turn and try to hit the Jug as he had all the 3 bash stuns ready. 3 attacks, that is. Koikwa, so far so good on that top lane. Very interesting to not see Koikwa on the Queen of Pain, right? Like if you see Queen of Pain
played by it's one of his old school classics. But Mickey certainly, he wants to be the one to show how it's done. And of course, Koikwa is a bit of a micro man and will come into play with the Lycan.
He definitely likes the micro, and also what I really like about Koikwa is he knows when to aggress. He knows when and where his aggression is needed. And when you're playing a Lycan, you definitely have to have a sense of that. You need to know which objective to go for. Well, Mickey is more of a farming-oriented player, right? He likes that kind of a playstyle. However, with the Queen of Pain, he might have to step it up and play a little bit faster in this match, too. What do we have? We have the Dominator probably almost completed on the Lycan into the Necros. And Ogre is going for the Midas, just a classic build.
Farm for all 6 cores really is coming in. Nobody getting heavily shut out of their lane.
We should probably see that Lycan rotate very soon with the level 6 and the nighttime. As soon as he has that Dominator. Oh, that's good, but there's the snowball.
Yeah, over towards the creep as well to make sure he doesn't drag him in any deeper inadvertently. So Boxy more than safe.
We should pretty much just expect this Lycan after finishing his Dominator to either dive flow on the top lane or to rotate with the Dominator towards bottom, take a creep and wrap around the tier 1 to shut down the Jug and also take the tier 1. You usually expect that from Lycans a little bit later, not at 6 minutes, because usually they're not solo laning and you don't get that experience as soon and as fast as Koikwa did. So it comes around at the same time when you have Dominator. This time around he got the 6 a bit earlier, but yeah, eventually that rotation will happen. Oh. Yeah, that Frostbite is scary for a Queen of Pain. you're elusive, but at the same time you're pretty squishy. And Storm plus Crystal Maiden, they can definitely take you down.
Iceberg, at the same time, himself needs to be careful with Sonic Wave being available. There's a lot of burst that Mickey can offer if Iceberg oversteps the mark. Oh, he's gone for the rotation. Down towards the shrine. Giants Forces will always want to fly. And so they find Boxy, a very deep Boxy as an offlaner trying to come in and grab the creep wave. They'll punish him for that.
Yeah, and you see Koikwa rotated from the top lane into this triangle from which eventually he will just pop out and rotate towards bottom. Perhaps just with this creep immediately as Slardar ports back to the lane. Actually, Slardar went top. That's a good decision too. Like, you can defend top lane versus that Ogre, stay there while Icon pressures the bottom.
Let's see if they can find anything with this arrow out. Won't quite get the connection onto Koikwa.
Yeah, interesting. They didn't even try to hide this rotation. They didn't try to do some wraparound instead. Koikwa might just lose the creep, it seems here.
Now with the Frostbite, it's going to hold it there for a good amount of time. A couple of hits, and it's gone. Okay, Koikwa at least able to deny it.
Yeah, it's good that he denied it. That's a lot of gold, a lot of experience this early on too. So denying that creep, definitely valuable for Koikwa and the boys. But then again, this rotation, I expected it to bear fruit, you know, like to just go on to that tower, to take it, to pressure the Jug, shove him away from the lane. Instead, he just kind of waltzes in here, shows himself like, hey boys, I'm here. Like, that's about it. I guess you can kill my tomato.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, it's a little slow, and you know, this is time where Flo's getting a good bit of free farm up on that top lane as the Ogre.
Yeah, I think he already might have that.
I believe
right?
so.
Yeah.
Just got sent out. Yeah.
Like, look at this item build. Why not? I mean, you're an Ogre. You get level 6, you have multicast, you instantly buy a Midas. You get so much out of it.
He's getting away with it because, I mean, as you say, so far at least, Koikwa, didn't decide to go aggressive and try and dive the Ogre. And leaving the lane, it gave Flo a lot of space. Always want to fly. Sticking to sort of a similar pace as what happened last game. He will be the one to be caught alone.
Here we go. We see Koikwa now diving the tier 1, going behind. Creep, skipping the creep wave. That's because the rest of his teammates invaded the Radiant jungle. They know what's up. They know where everyone is. And it's very simple for him to act so aggressively when he knows that he's safe. Boxy, on the other hand, he realizes this tower is pretty much dead. Need to move back. It's really good. Let's see if Insania will manage to survive here. Yeah. It's really good that the Ogre is skilling his Bloodlust to the fullest this early on, as it's going to allow this Jug to just be to have a massive impact much earlier. Sometimes you see this Ignite skilled, but when you're playing an Ogre such as this one, I believe utility is the most important aspect of the game for you. It's not even the Fire Blast, just utility. Get some Vlads afterwards, perhaps some Solar Crest, and make Kellen, make Arc as strong as possible.
They're going to try for top. Quick crush from Boxy does stop Kellen from getting in and on with the Omni Slash straight away. TP in from Tiger will also mean that Flytomoon, they've got to start backing off. Always want to fly. He'll be the one left behind. Kellen's able to get out, but CM does fall. They quit.
Always want to fly. I mean, it's just his place, right? That's what happens from one game to another, but they still win like this. Doesn't matter. He's a position 5. He's the sacrificial lamb that stays behind, wastes a couple of their seconds so that his teammates can survive and get out.
Yeah, and get the space elsewhere. And the 3 cores of Flytomoon continuing to be on track with their farm. Holding the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place on the net worth.
In that last game, he was an Undying, so it was a little bit easier to waste their time than it is right now. When you're a Crystal Maiden, you just, they just pass you by. That's it.
Yeah, you do. You fall very, very easily. And obviously the trade-up being that if you are able to stand your ground and get that ult out later on, you can deal a crazy amount of damage.
He's forcing Koikwa to deny his creeps all the time, though. That feels bad, man.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. The Frostbite, it just really does put a stop to any sort of those plays that Koikwa would want to go for aggressively with the Helm of the Dom creep.
Yeah, pretty much if you're playing versus someone that is dominating creeps, there's a couple of heroes that work well versus that. There's Enchantress, there's Crystal Maiden, Witch Doctor as well with Cask works really well.
They've got 2 of them, right? They've got the Moran as well.
Yeah,
the Arrow.
The Arrow is perfect.
Arrow and Frostbite, you know, these heroes are geared up to stop Koikwa from going for those aggressive early plays. And you know, we're seeing that, not quite for 0-0-0. He hasn't been able to get stuck in early. He's playing for the item timings, just focusing on getting the Necro book out. Now we'll start to see them go for something. This is a good time. You know, sure, you're going to take away one creep, but you're still going to have the Necro army out and ready to beat down on the supports.
But you could see the way Ogre was moving. He was super careful about that. Oh, now he's not super careful.
You do have the Moonlight, and with no detection on the front lines, Flo's going to be fine. In fact, he may find a chance to turn around. Gets the double blast off onto Tiger. He'll be the focus. Slayer's looking for the wraparound, and there's Iceberg. He'll go straight in onto Insania, zips forward. That's the keep of the light down. He's a little automatic. Cannot get out, though. Mickey drops the Sonic Wave. Now always want to fly. It's time for revenge. Drops down the ult. Quaifa left on the high ground. They'll get the 2-for-1, Flytomoon.
Very interesting that Liquid isn't executing their strategy the way they, in my opinion, should be. Like, if you have this Wolf, you need to use that form around the objectives to take down these towers. Instead, they go for the Ogre. I know he's juicy. He has that Midas and phases. Basically, no utility, no items to save him. Phases give you a little bit of armor, but that's about it. And you really want that kill. But still, he's beefy. He's hard to kill. Instead of that, they could have used that form to take down a tier 1 on mid lane. But at least they get the Storm kill, which is pretty good. But they lose the form, they lose the Wolf, they lose all his items.
He's been found, he's got a couple of leaps to try and get away, but a jump up to the high ground will do it. Mickey making sure that there's no escape available for him. So also gets the dagger out onto Always Want to Fly, but underneath the tier 2 he should be fine. Zip forward aggressively from Iceberg, going in towards the 5 of them. He's got to be careful. There is the, as I say, the full 5-man of Liquid there, and they will get the space to take that tier 1 tower down now.
Storm is such a good hero versus, let's say, a Kotl, as you can just jump on top of him and blow him up. But you saw that in the last fight. He tries to do exactly this play versus Insania's Keeper of the Light. He jumps on him, he almost blows him up, but just a little bit too slow, I guess, and he falls in the end to the Tusk, the Slardar, and the Sonic Wave.
They do have a lot of single target if they do catch him out.
Yeah, but these itemizations, man, like Slardar 2 bracers, Tusk 2 bracers. I wouldn't be too surprised to see Insania instead of a 4-staff to go for a bracer and the Glimmer Cape. It's in this kind of a game, I believe that's maybe an even better option. Another double damage for Liquid. Mickey is going towards that Orchid too, as you can see.
Iceberg, he's queuing up the sort of the Greeb, right, the Kaya into the Bloodstone, so no intention to buy anything like Yules. So that silence will be pretty deadly for the Storm.
And he also has no saves, right? Yeah. Like, in contrast to that last game, which had so many heroes with sustain and utility, this game doesn't really.
Slayer found out down bottom. They are going to bring TPs in, Flo, and Always Want to Fly.
That freezing field. Just let it go, Always Want to Fly. Just let it all out, man.
Liquid, they will be ready to try and dive as soon as that comes to an end. Quaifa charging past the tier 2 with the help of Boxy. They're on top of Flo. Have managed to reduce his armor. Chain stunning him up with the helm of the Dom Centaur. They'll get the kill. This is the aggression you'd expect to see from Liquid's heroes. They're pulling it off now, 15 minutes in, as they'll look to take the tier 2 tower away from bottom lane.
Yeah, then again, it's on Flytomoon to take these fights properly instead of feeding one after another. First, Mirana falls, then the Crystal Maiden and the Ogre follow up all alone without any cores. You can't fight. You need Iceberg or the Jug at least to try and defend, but the supports and the offlaner try to do that on their own, and they're paid the price. Koikwa, meanwhile, just heading towards that Necro 3, is very close to it, around 300 gold more.
And then Flytomoon had to be very prepared for these siege attempts onto the towers. They struggle to hold on to the ones down bottom. We'll see if they have a bit of better luck holding on in mid. They overall are making the most of sort of the time again that Liquid's being spent on pushing as a 5-man. They're farming up on their cores, keeping it at a level pace. But we saw sort of the same thing last game, and it wasn't enough. And Liquid were able to just overrun them with how well they can play as a 5-man in these situations.
Come on, Flo. That's a massive Pidus right there.
Yeah, the time is ticking down. He's even going to get the double.
Oh, no.
I've seen him a few times. He's not been getting the multicast.
Oh, no, that's so unfortunate. But you can prime it as well on Ogre. He should be casting some Bloodlust before, some stuns. See where you're at, then you cast it.
Getting a little unfortunate. Timings continue to fly in. 16 minutes. Level 3 Necro complete on Quakefa.
Yeah, we're just hitting that mark in which Jug just does not do as much as a Lycan, right? You have Necro 3 on him. And there we go, 800 gold earned so far from the Ogre's Midas. Almost a full Crimson completed, so it's not too shabby.
Yeah, and that's certainly going to make it a lot harder for Quakefa to surround someone and kill them off with the army, and will be that time for them to react. As Iceberg was trying to see if he could find anything there under the cover of smoke, and with that regen rune fueling him up, start to push in onto mid. They're eyeing him from the side. Just a couple of them. Boxy has the blink delivered.
It's so good for him to get his blink this early on in the game, because it will allow this Lardar to jump in first, and then Quakefa can just not run in. He can actually wrap behind and get into the fight properly.
So we have just had word that indeed there's been 0 multicasts on the Ogre's Midas so far. We're going to see him now. He's had 0 so far this game. I think it's broken.
It's broken.
It's bust.
Just destroy it.
Just sell it, rebuy it.
Sell your Midas.
He hasn't had a single multicast.
Can you refund it a little?
I mean, he had it about 8 minutes ago. That's a fair few usages. He's not getting any multicast. I mean, he's still rich. He's still top 3, of course.
Maybe he bought it too soon. They weren't able. They weren't able to make it properly. He bought it like what, minute 7?
There we go. Roshan. It's going to be what Liquid want to look for. You have to be a little careful. They're not ahead for sure. 3K advantage on Flytomoon. So, and they do have obviously the Lycan, a very good way of taking it down. But at the same time, Flytomoon have got good methods of fighting. So Liquid, I don't know if they're going to necessarily be able to get away with this whilst Flytomoon have the full lineup alive.
Yeah, they already used the Necros. One of the Necros is dead. Taiga lost like 50% HP just to Rosh. He's healed up right now, but that's basically the reason they had to back out. You need these creeps. You need the wolves and the creeps around you and the Necros so that the Omni Slash doesn't hurt as much. And also going for Rosh versus a Storm is always a little bit risky, as he can just zip in and out whenever he wants to. And if your Slardar isn't there on point fast enough, then you might just lose that Aegis as well. That Orchid is completed on the Queen of Pain, and meanwhile Storm has absolutely no save and no help from his teammates. Besides, let's say, a Mech and the Crimson Guard, he has no true save.
Here we go. Will he finally get that multicast?
Oh
no,
my
he
God,
doesn't
it's
get it
broken! Flow!
Did they shadow nerf
Just sell it!
I mean, how can he got this at 8 minutes in and he's not getting any multicast with the Midas?
Just imagine how tilted he
I mean, you gotta feel, you would feel insanely tilted.
Dude.
I mean, I'd had someone can do the maths on that back at home. I think Twitch chat can get the calculators out, work out what the odds are. And oh no, now he's been jumped up. Boxy is going to come in with a blink onto the 2 of them. Always want to fly, roll across. They've got the ball of light down, pulling in Flow and the Serlins onto the Storm. There's no escape for Iceberg as Iceberg falls. Flow is dead as well.
If he managed to multicast there, he'd be happy. He would go to base instead to buy a new item for himself and little ogres, but instead he sticks around, pays the price. All 3 of them die, and now Rosh as well.
I think Flo must be fuming right now. As into the pit they go.
Don't show us this, show us the Midas.
Oh yeah, we need to check the Midas, you're right. Is he coming back up again? Come on, I mean, maybe as soon as he starts getting the multicast, that's when we'll see them start to really take control of the game. Now, it's still very close, but Liquid, they're getting their objectives, they're getting the Aegis, they're getting pickoffs across the map as they now try and look towards Slayer. Slayer will be able to leap away. Turns with the arrow, does manage to land the connection onto Tiger. Blast back from Insania, trying to keep Tiger safe, but the freezing field is laid down. Tiger will be left behind and will not be able to get himself away, right?
Yeah, good that Callan didn't use that. Omni Slash.
Where's the Ogre? Here we go. Oh, did he get it? No, here we go. Hey! Finally, a bit of fortune for Flo.
This is what he was waiting for.
This is what they need.
Gold.
There we go. He's got it working. Let's see if this is that's what can allow them to really start to leap ahead this game.
Yeah, he definitely needed that. But what he needs more is some defensive items on Iceberg, because Iceberg, I don't know what he's thinking, but he's playing versus a Queen of Pain that's obviously rushing an Orchid, and you're going for Kaya Bloodstone. Like, it's so easy to take down this
it's
Storm.
It is the greed.
It's the greed, man.
But
We've all been there.
It pays, as long as, you know, he's got to sort of just hope that Mickey commits and silences someone else. You know, as long as he can wait it out, sit outside the fight, so
Which is
Mickey
probably
feels pressure
not
to go on
going to
someone else.
happen, right?
Sure,
But
it's
it's possible.
Yeah.
There, Mirana got silenced, I guess.
Just managed to escape that.
Yeah, were those Greaves on Slayer? No, just the mech. It's a very tanky kitty. I believe on level 10 you also get 250 HP, 200 HP on Mirana, so she's, yeah, pretty tanky with that mech.
See, try and find some of these. Up top, Boxy will be able to get the stun off, jumps into the trees, finding. Always want to fly before he's able to get out. They look towards Flo. And they get anything else in time?
Oh.
Not quite. Boxy can't close the gap, so Flo will be able to escape.
Yeah, he used that blink earlier to kill off the Crystal Maiden. But it's all info, right? Even if you die as a position 5, as always wanna fly is very eager to do all the time. He's giving info to his teammates. Like, Flo sees that and he's able to back out on time and get a multi.
He's got it all working.
It's a small one.
It's working now. Oh, Iceberg. He's been found, and that is after he just picked up the Bloodstone, so charges have gone down.
That's the Orchid, right? Bloodstone doesn't really help in that situation.
It's this window now. You know, he needs that BKB ASAP. If he can get away with not dying too much between the Bloodstone and the BKB, it's like, okay, the risk paid off, he's going to be happy. But if Liquid continue to play the pressure they are, like, it's the time that it takes for him to get that BKB, Liquid's going to have the opportunity to take so much from Flytomoon.
Yeah, but do you agree with me when I say that Liquid, again, they're in complete control of the game, like in that last match. They're the ones like controlling the ball, while Flytomoon, they're kind of all over the place. Jug is playing on one side of the map, always all alone. No one is even approaching him. He's just farming away, while Storm is just trying to make some actions happen. He usually gets punished. They get a couple of pickoffs and turn that into objectives, either Rosh or Tier 2s.
No, it is similar. And, you know, we saw last game as it ended up, it was very much apparent that Liquid didn't care that Kellen was getting space on the PL, and indeed it didn't matter. They did the math, they knew that they had the means to deal with a PL later on with the items that he has. The question is, do you think there's sort of a similar approach to the Jug? Do they not really care about the Jug this game?
I don't think it's even about how much they care about Jug, it's about how much Jug cares about this game. I have a feeling Ark is an amazing player. He used to be, I believe, like rank 1 on the leaderboards, but maybe that's the problem. He's approaching these games like pub games. He's not really joining these skirmishes. He's never around when the fight breaks off, and I can't really be sure if it's because of his positioning or the positioning of his teammates. Like Slayer, he dies way too soon for you to do anything. Like, you can't help this.
Another free kill there for Liquid to find as they wander the map. Flo starting to stock up the items. He's got a fair few queued up. Lotus Orbs, Blink Daggers. We'll see which way he wants to fare first. Of course, eventually wanting to grab the Hex.
I think Hex would be really good for them versus that Queen of Pain. Some extra lockdown would be amazing. Perhaps Blink Hex on the Ogre. Then again, some utility would be good too. Get a Lotus Orb for this Storm Spirit that went.
See down bottom, Iceberg, he's eyed himself up, a nice Bloodstone charge. Insania. And no hesitation from Iceberg as soon as he saw the call out alone, TP's over to the shrine.
Yeah, he understands that if Kotl is around his offlane jungle, that's usually because he's just trying to creepscape, push in the wave so that someone responds and defends the Tier 2.
Oh, Tiger. He went up here for the D ward, but always want to fly. No, he sees this, just drops the ult from the low ground, and sure, he got the ward. You know, it did cost you your life.
Worth it. Not really, but shows some dominance, you know. I can blink on this hill, it's my hill. What you gonna do?
They've got to be careful on these hills. Now, Mickey, he is up there, obviously. No vision from Flytomoon. Mickey just standing and watching guard over this area of the map.
Yeah. The Manta is there on Jug, so he can't just jump in Orchid. Right?
Let's see if they can chase this down. Ooh, they did. They hit him.
There's the arrow, but...
There's no further... Mickey, he blinked into that. The arrow went past him, but he blinked across and got hit.
Oh, Wolf form is used.
And jump in from Boxy. Look at the jump easily onto the squish. He always want to fly, is gone. Iceberg with the opportunity to zip away. They are going to try and continue to chase. Iceberg goes for the TP out, but they've got the snowball connection. Punch up, he's gone.
Such a simple execution by Liquid, but where did Queen of Pain die at the same time? I guess another arrow connected on the top lane, and there was an Omni Slash used by Jug.
Yeah, it looks like she did.
Yeah,
got hit again.
There we go. So even though they lose Storm on the other side of the map, they get something in return. And that's the Aghanim's on Boxy. Gives you some regen, gives you that stats resistance, pretty good. You make a little puddle around yourself so you can play in it, invite some friends over.
He's going to feel, pretty unkillable as long as he can get that crush off. And the fight says jump forward, Slayer. He's going to try and slide himself away.
No way.
And he's not getting out. Boxy tying around with him there as well.
Yeah.
Holding on with that last hit to cancel the TP. Slayer will pop the mech, but he is trapped in. Now Boxy will have no trouble taking down the Mirana.
Always fun to see a player have some fun as well, like just you don't have to take the game way too seriously.
Flo did pick up what the Lotus on the Crimson. Continue with the
Meanwhile,
Link, Hex, BKB. He's got a lot of things on his mind, and if he just continues to get the multicast on the Midas, he will be able to afford them.
yeah, this game isn't finding his Midas very seriously. Let's see if he can get it off. Oh,
Let's see what they can do, Mickey. He's able to turn with the help of Insania, dropping down the Will-O-Wisp. There's Boxy, the setup's there for the two-man crush. Iceberg will have the opportunity to zip out. Always want to fly, will be one left behind. Insania will slowly chase and right-click him down. He's going to look to try and TP out. He's not going to make it. Back in the trees, though, they've found Kellen. Kellen, he's stuck, he's surrounded, silenced, and killed.
so the Storm does manage to get out, but they lose the Jug and the Crystal Maiden. Very, very bad situation for the Flytomoon team as Liquid. They could just go into the pit right now.
And again, it's
It's not up yet though.
it's Jug, Storm, and Ogre are as farms as the Quap. Obviously, the Lycan after that fight, Quafer's really starting to break away ahead. But it just doesn't feel like Flytomoon's cores are able to do that much. As each time, Liquid, the one making the more coordinated plays, and suppressing Flytomoon's attempt to get anything done on the map.
They have a very aggressive lineup, and at the same time, Team Liquid, they have everything that they need on these cores. They don't have to be super passive. While on the side of Flytomoon, they need to itemize in these Lotus Orbs, Glimmers, Forces. They need these items just to stay alive, and then hope to dish out some damage with their skills, but it's very difficult. Iceberg needs this BKB too, but once he gets it, will he have enough Bloodstone charges to justify this item build? Will he deal enough damage to take down the Screen of Pain? Like, the only way that happens, I believe, is with a lot of multicast and some arrow that wildly connects. But then you have this task that can save you. One big problem from this Flytomoon draft is that they have no saves. They have no reset options on their team.
A bit of a commitment there. Onto an illusion. Shards will keep Boxy safe from a counterplay. But I mean, that hurdle, it is crossed. BKP is there. But definitely going to be a test to see if it is enough, if the duration's going to be enough for him to do enough damage. Liquids themselves have got a lot of items, a lot of preparations, saves, of course, with the snowball. To keep safe anyone that does get gone upon by the Storm.
Yeah, they're not truly way too ahead, only 1k, but it's the nature of their lineup that makes them play much easier, and it's also the impact that this Slardar has versus the impact of the Ogre, right? Ogre has almost as much net worth as the Queen of Pain and the Lycan. He's on top of the net worth when it comes to his own cores, right? He's higher than the Storm, he's higher than the Jug, but his impact is very insignificant.
I mean, look at it. Well, it's KDA 1, 2 on 1. Yeah. He's only been involved in 2 of the 10 kills that Flytomoon have been able to find. He's not been involved.
Meanwhile, Boxy, he's playing the Slardar. He's left, right, and center, just jumping in with that blink, creating space. He's 8-2 to 9.
Iceberg. Gonna look for the zip in, tries for the kill. They do manage to kill off the Quap. BKB pop from Iceberg. Can they get more? Mickey's gonna buy back in an attempt to really turn this fight around. They're on top of Kellen. Kellen's got to get himself away. He's doing his best to retreat, but Boxy is chasing him down. Jump forward, gets the crush off. Healing wards out. It's not going to be enough heals to save Kellen as the Jug falls. The rest of Flytomoon able to escape.
Yeah, with that buyback from the Queen of Pain, they will not stop with only this. They will force the high ground, I believe, at least to force something out of the Jug or the tier 3. Let's see if they can get that buyback from Kellen as well.
Yeah, Aegis on Quaker, of course, off the back of that Roche. Iceberg is gonna, oh no! He messed up! He tried for the zip to clear the way, but they were in preparation.
No, BKB!
He was there! Oh no!
Why didn't he TP?
Did he not press TP at all?
Yeah, he
was
didn't.
His TP cooldown?
Oh, it's on cooldown. BKB on cooldown TP.
So
oh,
he
wanted to zip in and zip out, but...
Oh, but that's greedy.
Yeah, that's super greedy.
That is super greedy to do in front of these heroes with this amount of catch, the instant silence, Boxy
This
in
could
position.
be game right here.
I think it is. They do still have tier 2s in the other lane, so maybe they can still hold it off, but that is...
It's
I mean, you're really coming back if you're pulling off plays like that.
I believe Liquid will just go back, take the tier 2s, take the shrines, play it safe. They don't have to rush this completely, but man, that storm play. Iceberg.
It's a painful loss. I mean, it's a guaranteed loss of your mid-Rax. By the looks of it, at least potentially a second Rax as well.
The Wolf form again. And he's hungry, man. He's hungry for these Rax.
The Rax are gone. As Iceberg can only sit on the sidelines for that 50 seconds as he watches his 2 sets of Rax get taken away from him.
Yeah, Boxy finishes off the range Raxes on his own. TP blinks away. There's no way to stop him. There is a blink on Ogre now, but man, this blink on Slardar came so much sooner, and he did so much more with his items and his network than the Ogre did. Has that heart now, so Reaver for now, and will be able to just play up front.
I think we're gonna see it again. I mean, he had about 10 seconds left on a TP, I think 20 seconds left on a BKB, but felt the need to try and go to clear the wave, hoping that he'd have the opportunity to zip back. But as I say, he zips right underneath the nose of Boxy. Mid-case at the side with the Orchid. There's no hope, no chance for him to get back out after that play.
Boxy definitely played that so well too, like instantly blinked in, just like he blinks here on the Ogre. Ogre a bit tankier, and the 2 Force Staffs should keep him fairly safe.
25-11, 2 sets of racks up, 8K lead now for Liquid. Kennon's got a lot of money, he's gonna pick up the full butterfly.
Yeah, but we see the repeat of the first game, of the second match, actually.
It does feel like it. And Kellen, he hits the creeps, but that's about it.
Yep.
Struggles to have sort of that impact that you need nowadays as a carry.
And Koikwa.
We'll go for the chase down. Boxy's in. Focusing Flow. Quofa again starts the fight with the easy kill. Always want to fly is removed. Slayer, I mean, he can't really do anything to help out Flow. I think he's just going to let the Ogre go. Slayer leaping away, but Tiger, he's trapped off the 2 of them with the charge. The Will-O-Wisp is going to drag back the Mirana. Slayer's surrounded. Boxy's on top of him again. 3 more kills.
It's so simple for them to chase them down. It's like this Ogre can be as tanky as he wants to be. It doesn't matter because you have Corrosive Haze from the Slardar. It shreds right through you. He uses that Crimson Guard, he uses the Lotusor, but none of that matters when there's a wolf with all of his pets attacking you together with the Boxy Slardar. And it's a forced buyback, but I'm not so certain only the 3 of them will be able to defend the high ground.
Yeah, everything going to plan here for Liquid. Very much sort of the coordination you expect from this sort of squad.
Yeah, Koikwa just moving up, howling for all his pets and summons to attack the tower. Straight into the Raxes, while Boxy is just creating this puddle wall.
I mean, you cannot kill this Slardar, right? With the heart and the puddle buff. You're just invincible, and they know it. They've called it. GG is called. And Liquid will take game 3, and with that, will proceed here at the CORSAIR DreamLeague Season 12, but it is the end of the road for Flytomoon here.
Flytomoon, they definitely did show up in that first game. They played well versus the Alliance, they caught them off guard, won the game fairly easily, but later in the second and the third match, Liquid just came back strong. Senia with his drafts had full confidence in his team. I really love the fact that they drafted that Visage so early on in the second game. Like, they draft that Visage, they're just comfortable with their plan, they're confident in what they've got, they rely on Koikwa and they win that match. This last game, it was a very simple execution, and I'm surprised that Flytomoon didn't adapt differently to the draft that Liquid have got, that maybe they should have drafted something else because we saw this Jug play out yesterday. Yeah. We saw exactly Jug and Ogre cores. It didn't pan out very well for them yesterday, and it didn't pan out very well for Flytomoon today.
And for Liquid, you know, it seemed like it was just a case of warming things up, right? They had a bit of a slow start yesterday, a bit of up and down day, and now coming into this one, a rough beginning in that first game, but bringing things out of the bag in both Game 2 and Game 3. They've got to keep on this trajectory. We heard from Insane yesterday, he said the team as a whole, they did have a bit of break. They had a lot of things going on with the moving of organizations, but now they're finally back where they want to be, able to play some Dota, and getting the win here in this series, a big, big important victory for them as they will move on here at the CORSAIR DreamLeague Season 12. But that's it, 2-for-1, Liquid to take the win, as we'll pass you back to the panel.
Yes, thank you very much, ODPixel and Lizard. And indeed, it felt like this series that we saw with Liquid and Flytomoon, we saw Liquid evolve, like they got better. Like we saw them grow throughout the series, which I think is super important when you're at a point where the team's at. It looked even for a large portion of that game, though, Grant.
It did, and I think that's the even like the game before, right? That PL was farming, but you always had the threat of getting pushed in, right? We saw all it takes is Storm dying once, and there goes your entire base. And it feels like, as you said, it's just a complete evolution. They pick a Visage one game, then a Lycan the next game. It's pretty clear what they want to do pretty much every game now.
Yeah, and they went for, I don't want to say like more comfortable heroes, because it's not like they're not comfortable on the Brood, but Brood makes you play a different play style. When you're playing with like this, you can adapt much easier because you're used to it. You're like, oh, I know how to play the Tusk. I know what I'm supposed to do with this. I know how to play Lycan. I know exactly how to play around this. So I feel like this fit them better to be able to close the game out and be able to play a little bit more comfortable.
And we did say, look out for Boxy on his Slardar.
Yeah, he went beast mode.
Yeah,
10, 2, and 13 in an off-lane Slardar.
Yeah. And he even had a pretty rough, like, first, not a bad laning phase, but a first rough 3 minutes, but good saves by Taiga over and over again on that Tusk. Didn't feed away a lot of experience, so they stayed very even in experience.
And he's also, like, I've seen him play that hero, like, so many times, too. Like, especially, you know, Taiga as well. Very, very good with the Tusk. But you can tell that he's comfortable because he can bounce back. And he definitely, you know, came back with a Fury, for sure.
Yeah, speaking of Taiga on his Tusk, he is the person that we are going to be able to talk to. Thomas, would you play in Taiga? Take a seat, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Right,
he's wearing an earpiece.
Sure, you know.
You know, we improved. That's what we do too. That's what you guys do too. Yeah. So congratulations.
Thank you.
First of all, that series, Flytomoon didn't make it easy for you.
No, definitely not. This series was definitely sweaty. Unexpected.
How did you guys, like, because we talk about seeing you guys evolve through this series. How was it from your point of view?
I mean, this point of view, like, I thought, like, we studied them before, right? So we came to this, at least the first game with something in mind on how to, like, play against them, but then the things didn't go so well, right? So, like, they did more, like, unexpected picks we didn't think about. And then they make the game harder, and our game plan just falls apart. And then we weren't sure what we were supposed to do. Like, so it was just rough.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, game 2, were you nervous? Like, it was getting to the 40, 45-minute mark. You were against an Ember PL. Were you, like, actually, like, a little bit nervous, or did you know, like, you were just going to still be able to run over them?
I mean, I'm going to be honest, like, a small part of me felt like, okay, I was super nervous.
Yeah, I mean,
when the other part was like, we have played like a couple of lands before, and like we have gotten over it. Like we have lost so many lands.
Yeah.
So like I know the feeling. So like this power of never giving up, right? As long as you don't give up, you win. Just like OG.
Yeah. Just stick together, team. Just keep going forward. It worked. Game 2. I was nervous because I'm like, see ya.
So with game number 1, when you saw that draft there, were you very confused with like all the pieces fitting together? I know we were over on the couch, just thinking of, you know, with that Tidehunter pick, the Faceless Void and all that.
Yeah, well, we spoke about Tidehunter before like the game started, but we didn't like the hero didn't feel like that strong when we spoke about it because like it's not really picked that much. Mm-hmm. And then when they picked the Tidehunter, I was. It was a bit, you know, like, all right, boys, just play the game out and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Fogt, can I ask you to walk Taiga through the replay that we have chosen for this game. You can draw on the table. You probably need to stand up to see it proper.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is the one where we see you guys get like a good rotation coming in. You get a good jump here. I feel like this is where they still have like a kind of like a gold lead, but I think this is where Mickey just picked up an Orchid.
Yeah.
And you guys pretty much like you kind of just crushed this fight, like right around their shrine. I think this one like displayed like how strong you guys really were, and this is where everything peaked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Well, before this fight, we had a long talk about like, how we want to attack the team fight, because we wanted to fight them like at least earlier than this, because we felt like we were much stronger than them. And we know like Boxy goes in, and then I protect him, they arrow him or whatever, and then we have the Corsair ulti to protect him as well, make your way out for the storm. Like everything is like just, we have a game plan, you know, how we want a team fight. So it's like, it's just very easy when we are the one who starts the fight.
Yeah, I mean, that one was literally like everything started perfectly. It was like Boxy jumps, a couple follow up, you get the Willow, and like Orchid comes out. Yeah, it was all like perfectly coordinated. It was good to see.
Yeah, how's it feel to get a play? A lot of people say Tusk is a bad hero. You really like, are you glad you're gonna keep playing? And you make it look really good.
I mean, I love Tusk.
Yeah.
That hero's like, you know, like if you can become the best Tusk, they call you the king of the north, like Tusk of the north.
The king of the north, Taiga of the
Is
north.
that what we have to call
Hell
you from now on, as the king in the north?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay.
I need to win TI first with Tusk, then you can call me.
Okay.
Okay, we will remember that, okay?
Yeah.
The winning game has to be the Tusk of TI.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll keep that in mind. TI 10 next year. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. You have another series coming up after the next one, so you're gonna need some rest, and we're gonna give that to you.
Definitely.
And we're looking forward to seeing you next series once again. So Thomas, here, we'll play you off.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Taiga.
sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Nah, not them.
Thanks, Grant.
And we are going to look at the brackets because, we might see Taiga on the couch again later today because they are now waiting for their opponent. And that is going to be either J-Storm or Demon Slayers. And for that, we need a best of 3. And that best of 3 is right there. Lower bracket round 1.
Yeah, I think, as we talked about, it's NA versus NA. So really, honestly, Demon Slayers has already, Demon Slayers has already taken a game off J-Storm before. They haven't, that's the biggest thing. They've taken games off Quincy Crew, J-Storm, Fighting Pays, but they haven't taken a series yet. And the hardest part is, as we saw last game, right? Flytomoon, very convincing game 1 and even game 2, but they let it slip away and then they lose the series. So just hold strong if you are Demon Slayers. You're the underdogs, they know it.
There's one more thing that we need to see from the previous series. You guys' votes for the MVP.
Oh, we already know.
We already know. It's Boxy.
It's gotta be Boxy.
It's gonna be Boxy next series too. He's not even playing.
Boxy?
Oh. Okay.
All right, that's the zip. We forgot the zip.
That's zipping at the end.
You can't make a mistake.
Beats a meme.
One mistake.
One mistake is all it takes.
Yep.
It was I think they were already losing the game at that point, but that pretty much made it from like 90 to 99.
Yeah.
Dude, Insania was pinging literally like exactly the spot before he even came, and then he went and it was identical, like right on that spot. Boxy just blinked on it. I was like, oh wow, that was.
That's just good. As you said, Insania does that. You trust your captain, boom, you get the kill.
Yep.
Any final words on Flytomoon right before we move forward?
It was rough because even like I always want to fly. He got off that stage really quick.
Yeah.
You always want to see teams stay together, but obviously if stuff doesn't work out, you're gonna have to change. And they're not going to the minor or the major, right? So we might be seeing them change.
They were the open qualifier team, though. They did have to fight their way all the way here, so there's got potential for sure. Maybe just needs a little bit more refinement.
Yeah, I think they still are showing. They're still showing high individual skill and everything. It's just, I always want these teams to play more together because I think that's how you build that bond.
But do you think they will, honestly, without changing a player?
I would say they're probably going to get rid of at least one or two.
I think so as well. It's just tough. It really is.
It is tough, and we can't really predict. We're just gonna look to see what they are going to do, and they always, though, they give entertaining games.
Yes,
like every series they played, they made sure that they make their opponents work for it.
They do.
And that's always fun to see. But no more Flytomoon for now. We're going to focus on our upcoming series, which is J-Storm versus Demon Slayers, and that will happen after the break.